Welcome back to Roadside Rescue. I'm Ernest, and on this episode, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this episode. I've got a super busy day. I've been kind of playing with okay, I'll film the whole day's excursion and make a video versus just one job. So we'll see how that goes. I've got to pick up some parts. My brother's alternator just went out. I already had a couple other things scheduled for today. I'm trying to remember. I think there's 3, but I can only remember the diagnosis I'm going to right now in that alternator. So we'll see. I've got to pick up some parts. Oh yeah, I've got to pick up an O2 sensor to do on another truck. So I might have a couple other things on top of that. Oh, another busy long day. So I'll be getting done in the late afternoon for sure. Let's go do a diagnosis first. I did some brakes on this car like a year ago, I believe. They said something about it still making a sound, and they want me to look at something else. I don't really know what I'm going to do, so I'm just got everything packed up I need for a normal day in diagnosing and whatnot. Excited for that big truck though. I can finally start getting myself hyped up about it. Let's hit the road. Well, while I'm waiting at the light, I want to talk about something else that happened. I've had this same person text me like 3 or 4 times and not gone through with it every time. Maybe just 3 times. The first time, they asked me if I could do something. I said yes. Tomorrow, they said okay, and then they said never mind. I did it with my friend yesterday. I think I texted them back another time about something, and they didn't respond, and then this morning they texted me and they asked how much it would be to do some brakes, and I gave them a price that was a little bit better than the quote they already had and told them I could do it tomorrow. So for the 3rd time, they wanted to do it themselves. So I think if they text me again, I'm not going to do work for them. I'm not interested in bending over backwards or being the cheapest mechanic specifically for anybody. I just want to be reliable. People come to me for trust and reliability, whether the price is a little bit more or a little bit less. I don't check that. I'm sure it's always a little bit less, but anyways, I think this person just lost their chance with me. 2, 3 strikes like that. What do you guys think? I don't think I'm interested in working for somebody who's obviously not able to collaborate a little bit with the schedule or anything like that. So let me know what you think. To me, that just seems a little bit risky. Like next time if I do get the job, that's just the type of person to cause a bit of issues in my experience. Nice. I love parking garages. Oh, what was that? All right, with this first one here, we had a check engine light come on 2 days ago but go off yesterday. I still have a code pulled up, so I'm sure it's just a pass code. The maintenance, the required lights on. They did just get an oil change though, so I'm sure that wasn't reset. Listen to this. I was just moving the wheel. So those tie rod ends are probably pretty bad. This car is about 20 years old now. It's in good shape though. And there's a squeaking going on in the back where I've done the brakes before, so let's give that a good look. This is almost done scanning. This on these old Hondas takes like 20 minutes to scan everything. Okay, exactly what I was thinking there. It was probably an O2 sensor if it came on and went back off by itself. Let's see if we can see which one it is. Sensor 2. Okay, I was like, bank what? Bank what? It's probably a 4-cylinder. I mean, for sure it's a 4-cylinder. Just gonna have 2 sensors. So downstream. It's squeaking all right, but that is the front brake, not the rear. Luckily I stuck my head out the window and turned my head both ways because I thought it was in the rear too when I first heard it. Where was this parked? Oh, over here between the 2 columns. A tight spot. It would take a small car to get in there. Or a mini truck. All right. Actually, don't know. I don't think AutoZone franchises, but that'd be cool to have my own auto parts store at one of my shops one day too. Anyways, I just picked up that alternator. It's getting like mid-morning. I could probably still grab some breakfast food, but I'm not sure what I want. I'm gonna probably grab some something to eat before I do this alternator. I'm pretty close to where that is though, so I've got to decide before I head out, or I'll just end up getting there first. All right, did I mention this was for my brother? So I'm not making a lot of money. He's nice, all my family and friends are nice, and they're always like, don't do this for free, please, but I'm not gonna do this for a couple $100, you know. I'm gonna do it for 20 or 40. So, or some lunch, we'll go out to dinner or something, or do something fun together, and he'll just pay for it. So anyways, I'm just finishing up lunch. I almost never eat during the day. I try and make myself eat, but I should just get a kid's meal, because I can't ever finish a full actual meal. I can drink a ton though. I'll drink like well over half a gallon a day, sometimes over a gallon. And then I usually have like 1 or 2 Powerades a day. If I don't, then I notice I get real dehydrated the next day from the electrolytes. So, okay. I actually have this cool new phone that's thermal imaging. It's not just like a little bit of thermal imaging. This thing's nice, like 50 megapixels and 60 megapixels camera combined with FLIR thermal imaging. I'm just gonna use this as I diagnose things now, looking for short circuits or circuitry with high resistance will heat up. So you can look at fuses and relays and stuff, or alternators themselves. I used it the other night to look at the brakes on my wife's car. You could use it to see if a caliper was sticking, if one brake is hotter than the rest. Or bad bearings or things like that. So I'm gonna pretty much whip this out on every job that I'm diagnosing. I've already used it a few times. This thing's crazy. So the reason I already picked up the alternator, also, look at this Husqvarna motorcycle. This is pretty slick. A little bigger than a Glom. I didn't know Husqvarna made motorcycles. Is that a 400? It's probably quick. The reason I already got the alternator is because he said when he was driving, his lights were dimming, and then this last time it only moved like out of his spot and then died. I don't remember if he said the battery light came on or not, but the door's unlocked. I'm gonna try and start it before I test the battery though. We'll see if that battery light comes on. Could start with either. I don't see a reason to start with one or the other. There's the battery light. Oh yeah. We all like our cars loud in this family. Not sure. Let's let it warm up before I try and move it, and I'll do a battery test while it's doing that. I can do a charging test while it's running too. Maybe there's a good reason to turn it on first. Something smells hot. That does not. That does not just smell like exhaust. Could be burning oil on the exhaust. That is a lot of smoke. I mean, there's an exhaust leak, you can hear it. It just smells like a little bit of burning rubber or plastic. So it could just be some oil. Also got a lot of leakage on this bad boy. Just a lot of smoke. Where's that coming from? Let me go get my light. Okay, I'll tell you, I'm the most mechanically inclined of my older group of siblings, and this car has probably been a little neglected. I'll just say it hasn't been taken care of. If it runs, it runs, and it doesn't get used a lot because my brother goes to school close by, works close by. And I remember telling him a while ago he had some bad valve cover leakage on the front. I never really looked at the back. That's definitely what that burning smell is though. It's just coated in oil back there. So we're gonna need to address a few issues with this sooner than later. I mean, I'll tell you to the point where like all summer long, this brother was like, hey, we could tape up that exhaust leak or something, JB weld it. And like once a week I was like, sure, stop on by. let me know when, stop on by, and we never got to it. So it's just sort of one of those things. If it's not broken, it ain't getting fixed. Anyways, let's test this battery. That's what all that smoke was, just oil. So 590. Alright, I've been out here testing this thing, warming it up for like 30 minutes. It runs fine, it's running good. Even after it died that one time, it started back up and ran fine, I learned. So that I wasn't aware of. It should be good to go. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The alternator is easy to get to, so if for some reason it does have an issue, I'll come back and just put that on whenever the problem happens. You can always just borrow my car too, we live close. What was the last thing I was gonna say? Yeah. But that battery light never even came on in the first place. He had just said that his headlights go dim sometimes whenever he's accelerating or drawing a lot of power, and that's normal. That FLIR comes in super handy though. I'm also excited to use it on my Ranger to see if my radiator is clogged. That's always been my theory. So if you want a Ulefone, which also works as a phone and a thermal imager, make sure you check out the link in the description and the pinned comment for an extra deal. All right, I just got back here to work on that Civic. It's a couple days later. We were just scheduling ahead for the next week. First thing in the morning, it's not getting nice and cold outside now. I think it's gonna be like 20 degrees colder than it was yesterday. So let's get this thing over there and try and be a little quiet. It's loud. All right, I got everything put up over there, so I think everything I need except for maybe the wrench to loosen the caliper. And I've got to do that O2 sensor and some brakes, so it shouldn't be anything crazy. I'll let you know how it goes. All right, well, it is the harder one to get to. I think it won't be that hard if I jack it up and remove the belly pan, but I'll probably, I don't know. I might give it a shot. I might stick my arm in there and see if it's worth trying, but it doesn't look like there's much room from up here. All right, well, I'm not seeing anything terrible. There's plenty of pad and whatnot. What I found on the other side was that whatever grease they used on those slide pins was just completely stuck up, gummed up, and it was like not the worst locked up pin I've ever seen, but definitely keeping that lower side up against the caliper was just extra stuck. I'm assuming I'll find the same thing over here. Let's go ahead and check it out. The O2 sensor went in fine though. When I had it jacked up on the other side, I didn't have to remove the dustpan. No problem on that. Definitely the harder of the two though. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I'll show you those slide pins and we'll get out of here. Nice, easy little start of the day. I was gonna say way to finish this job off, but I don't want to say finished. I'm not close today yet. Yeah, same deal here. Hurt my shoulder trying to pull the other one out. Goodness. Didn't really get it to spin. Oh man, that was I can't get this one out, it's even worse. Oh, slowly but surely. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Because it has some grease. And most of it was dried up and gunky like this, though. Not good. A little weird. Sticky. That's why we got some good silicone paste to put on there. All right, let's get out of here. My shoulder is killing me. I'm gonna go get some food. That's a job well done. Subscribe so I can make more videos. I'll see you on the next episode.